afternoon. Thank you, Thierry, for inviting me, and thank you also for dedicating a full session to the IMEC. IMEC is the India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. I am Gérard Mestrallet. I am the special envoy of the French President, Emmanuel Macron, for the IMEC. I'm not a diplomat. I have an industrial business background. I've been for more than 20 years CEO of companies like Suez, GDF Suez, Engie, involved in the energy and the environment. We have a small panel, small by the size, but thanks to my colleagues, very high level. My colleagues are Anurag Varma and Gideon Bromberg. Anurag is a senior vice president and head of public affairs and business development for Adani North America, part of India's largest infrastructure and logistic conglomerate. So in this capacity, Anurag shapes the company's partnerships and strategic growth in North America. And previously, he was a vice president, head of global government and public affairs of Infosys. And he is currently based in Washington. Thank you. Gideon Bromberg is a co-founder and co-director of EcoPeace Middle East. EcoPeace is a unique regional environmental peace-building organization founded in 1994, and this organization has been nominated in 2024 for the Nobel Peace Prize. Gideon has served as its co-director for 3 decades, an attorney by profession. He has been immersed in the environmental peace-building world for over 30 years and has written extensively on the relationship between issues and water in the Middle East peace. He has presented on 3 issues, these issues before the United States Security Council, United Nations Climate Summit, US Congress, and European Parliament. So I will start first by describing what is IMEC. IMEC has been created by an agreement, an MOU, signed in September 2023 in New Delhi on the sidelines of the G20. This agreement has been signed by 8 chiefs of states or chiefs of government, Mr. Modi for India, Mohammed bin Salman for Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Zayed for the Emirates, 4 signatories in Europe, President Macron, Chancellor Scholz for Germany, Prime Minister Meloni for Italy, and Mrs. von der Leyen for the European Union, which is a member as such, and also Joe Biden. So it is an economic and logistic corridor. It aims at developing and enhancing the connectivity between the 3 continents, India, Middle East, and Europe. IMEC will be one of the major infrastructure projects of the 21st century. The total cost has been evaluated around $500 billion, but we must be prudent. What is it physically? Physically, the corridor will transport goods by containers, so this will imply ships, ports, railways. It will also transport energy, electricity, green electricity, high voltage lines, green hydrogen. And by the way, after the discussions we have just seen in the previous panel, I would like to mention that IMEC will be the most important corridor for green hydrogen because it will connect the most important consuming zone and the most important producing zone. The producers of green hydrogen will be India, and perhaps you could mention later on the immense project of India in the production of green hydrogen. So India, Saudi Arabia, notably in NEOM, the Emirates, Oman, but also Egypt along the Suez Canal, but also Jordan. So this zone will produce very important quantities of green hydrogen, and Europe has decided to import massive quantities of green hydrogen, and therefore IMEC will be the link between them. In IMEC, there will be also, it will transport digital data with fiber optics. As you see on the map, there will be 3 legs. The first leg between India and the Arabic continent, on the southeast of the Arabic continent, will be a maritime leg. And the second section between, say, Jebel Ali, for example, but it will not be the only one port in Dubai, and the exit port, Haifa, will be a terrestrial land leg going through Jordan and Israel. Jordan and Israel are not signatories states because they are not member of the G20, so they were not present in New Delhi, but they are explicitly mentioned in the decision, in the press release issued by the 8 chiefs of states. So there will be on this second leg trains, high voltage line, hydrogen pipes, and fiber optic cables. The third one is maritime from Haifa, which is so far the main exit port to the Mediterranean Sea. It will be maritime to Marseille for us, that we want to privilege as being the already today hub for digital data. It will become a hub for hydrogen with pipes going to the north and the north of Europe. But of course, there will be also other ports like Trieste in Italy. Italy is a member of the IMEC. Also Piraeus in Greece, but Greece is not a member of the IMEC. And Piraeus is owned by the Chinese. There are 3 geostrategic objectives which explains the presence of the United States. First, because the corridor stops in Europe. It does not cross over the Atlantic. Nevertheless, this project is strongly supported by the US. First, it is a way to implement the Abraham Accords in order to normalize the relationship between Israel and the Arab countries by creating a physical link. Secondly, it reinforced the links between the Occident and India. And this is very important for the US and for Europe to increase the relationship and the friendship between Europe and India. And the third objective is to create additional prosperity all along the corridor. So where are we today? First, it's important to mention that only 3 weeks after the signature in New Delhi, Hamas attacked Israel. It was the 7th of October. So, of course, for some countries, the priorities have changed in the Middle East, and that will be the case during the war in Gaza. So far, I am the only one special envoy. So it's not always easy to discuss with myself, but the people in charge of the IMEC, there are people in charge of the IMEC in all the other countries, but they are ministers, very high level, or national security advisors. And so the very important people who cannot allocate an important part of their time to IMEC. Therefore, there are lots of bilateral exchanges. For example, there is a trilateral diplomatic dialogue between India, UAE, and France, and IMEC is now at the agenda of this structure which was existing, and now IMEC is at the center. But there is so far no collective organization yet, but that's the project that we have to create a steering committee gathering all the Sherpas when they will be appointed. So we need clearly a governance body, and this governance body will gather the 8 representatives first, and then the 2 other countries that are mentioned in the agreement, plus, in our mind, Egypt and Oman. That's the first element, the first step. Secondly, there are lots of studies to be launched, studies for the identification of the infrastructures, where they are, what are the efficiency capacities, should we increase the capacities of the ports? Some terrestrial infrastructure do not exist yet in the Arabic continent, so they have to be done. What is the best track? There will be a central track, normally to Haifa, but we can imagine other alternative tracks to Jordan, to Egypt, or why not to Lebanon. So this is the second step that we want to put in place. And the third step is to prepare the day after. I explained, IMEC will create prosperity, growth around the track. We will create special economic zones, industrial zones, logistic zones, in order to have jobs, growth and prosperity, mainly in the hinterland of the ports. That will be the case in India, that will be the case in Marseille, it will be the case, it is mainly already the case in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, but can be developed, and also the case in Haifa. The hinterland of Haifa will strongly benefit from the IMEC. And what is the hinterland of Haifa? It's Israel, of course. It's Jordan, south of Lebanon. It's close to the border. And also Palestine. And so we should prepare the case of IMEC being a strong element for the day after. I will stop here.